If you're over 50 and wondering whether you really have enough to retire, you're not alone. In this video, I'll show you exactly how I broke down my income and expenses to test my retirement budget before making the big leap. Whether you're 5 years away or 5 months, these steps will give you peace of mind and a much clearer financial picture. The first step in testing your retirement budget is knowing exactly where your money goes right now. I use a software called You Need a Budget, or YNAB. You can also use a simple spreadsheet to list all of your income sources like salary or side hustles, and then list every monthly expense from your mortgage to groceries. This helps you see the full picture before anything changes. You'd be surprised how subscriptions or eating out habits add up. You may find that you can save several $100s a month once you see it all laid out. This is the most important step to get started in testing out your retirement budget before you quit your job. Don't think that you can wing it. You really need this information. I live in two cities, so I have an apartment in California and a condo in Texas. I have set up a group in where I can place all of my expenses for the Texas property. And I also track in a separate group all of my expenses for my apartment in California. All the other expenses don't really change because I still have the same subscriptions, groceries, consumables, and other expenses, whether I'm living in one place or the other. By doing it this way, I can turn off the expenses in California, the group of expenses within YNAB, to see how much I will need if I decide to retire in Texas. And alternately, I can turn off the expenses in my group that I have for the Texas expenses or that category group to see how much I would need if I decide to stay in California when I retire. So comparing the total expenses to your estimated retirement income, you can quickly see a gap in income versus expenses. And now you have a number to work with in terms of, do I have enough to cover my expenses? Or I don't have enough to cover my expenses in retirement. Can I cut back on anything? Or, gosh, I don't have enough to cover my expenses and I need to come up with another $1,000 per month, or whatever your gap number is. That's about where I found myself when I did this. Next, you want to separate what will change and what might change when you retire. Some expenses may disappear, like commuting costs, work lunches, or even certain clothing expenses. But new ones might pop up, like travel or higher medical costs, hobbies, and fun things that you want to do with your grandkids. This clarity can help you prepare. I found that I needed about an extra $300 a month for hobbies and travel that I hadn't budgeted before. So I'm trying to plan for that in retirement. Now, this isn't about cutting back. It's about planning for the life you want and the retirement that feels exciting to you and not stressful. If you are a spreadsheet fan, it's no problem. There are some great apps you can use. As I mentioned before, I use You Need a Budget. I've been using it ever since it came out, and it's great for tracking and giving every dollar a job so that you're not surprised by any expenses when they arrive. Some banks have budgets built into their online services that you can use to estimate your income and expenses. These tools can reveal patterns like how much you actually spend on groceries or on Amazon. And that awareness alone can save you money. Now, here's where it's going to get real. Try living like you're already retired on the money that you expect to get in retirement. I set a 90-day challenge to spend only what I'd have available in retirement. That means sticking to the income I'd expect from Social Security and pension and savings and investments that I may have. After 3 months, I learned I needed to cut back on eating out and plan more meals at home. But I was really encouraged to see that it mostly worked when I did the test run. You have to think of it like trying retirement on for size. Last step is to adjust your plan and prep for the future. Once you see the results of your test, you could make changes like paying down debt, adjusting investments, or building up a travel fund. I made a list before I retire of goals like eliminating debt and building up my emergency fund. I'm still working on it, but I have a clear picture of where I'm at because of this test run, what I can expect in retirement, and where I may have an income gap that I need to do something about. You are designing your retirement, and that is a really powerful position to be in. Now that you know how to test your retirement budget, I encourage you to take a first step today. Whether it's listing your expenses or trying a 30 or 90-day challenge to live on the money you expect to get in retirement, every step helps you gain more clarity and confidence. You've worked really hard, so let's make sure that your retirement works for you too. And now that you know how you can test your retirement budget before you actually pull the plug on your job, you might be wanting to learn a way to start your own YouTube channel on a very low budget at any age. You can see my video for that right up here. And I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching, and go write down your income and expenses. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.